Welcome, Snarky Squad. I'm trying out the Snarky Squad thing. Maybe I should go with Snarkettes. I don't know. I don't like that. Snarksters? I don't know. Help me out. But let's just go with Welcome, Snarky Squad, to another Snarky in the Suburbs podcast. This one's going to be fun. It's going to require lots of discussion. I have a Dear Snarky letter, two-pager, people, two-pager, from a woman who wants to know when it's okay to put your mom on pause. Let's talk about that. Then in my Peeve, force fun, I'm over it. Why does anyone at my age need to participate in activities that I don't want to do so it looks like I'm having fun? No, that ship sailed, I don't know, how old am I? 64 years ago. No, never been a fan. Never been a fan. Social media has made that worse too. Then in the observation, nice versus bitch. What's better when you want to get stuff done? There's many, it's multifaceted, that one. And then my confession, it will shock you. Yes, it will shock you. Maybe not. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's juicy. And it's going to bring us into a bigger discussion. So, lots going on here. Lots of discussing. Okay, let's get to the letter. The 2-page letter, people. 2 pages. Granted, it is in large font because, I don't want to strain my eyes. Okay, that's what's good about the podcast, because this letter would be too long for like TikTok or Instagram, but it's great for a podcast, so I appreciate that. There's a place for my longer letters to go. Okay, here it is. Dear Snarky, my mother has been problematic in my life for as long as I can remember. I'm now 32, and she's still trying to mess with my life. My parents divorced when I was 5, and my father, thank God, got custody. When I would see my mom, she would play the victim card and be hateful, telling me things like my dad just wanted custody to punish her and it didn't have anything to do with him loving me, which he really didn't. What? That's terrible. Okay, that's not in the letter. That's just me saying that. She also tried to make every event in her life about her. She did a trip and fall at my high school graduation and demanded that she needed an ambulance. She was fine. When I graduated college, it was far enough away that she didn't come. Again, thank God. The day of my wedding, she had another fake medical emergency and was in the ER, which actually was no surprise to anyone. And my groom and I high-fived each other that she wasn't there. She did, though, post on Facebook a picture of her in the ER saying she was all alone at the hospital. Where was her family? Well, her family was at the church because I was getting married. And then when I gave birth to my daughter, I love a shout out. The shout out's coming. I had seen enough Dear Snarky TikToks to know not to tell her I had had my baby until I was ready to see her, which turned out to be a month after the birth. And she showed up with 4 suitcases, wanting to stay for a couple of months. My husband and I said no, and she retaliated by accidentally in quotes, hitting my husband's car in the driveway and needing another trip to the ER. Again, she was fine. Luckily, I have a wonderful mother-in-law who has filled the mom role in my life, and now that I see what a real mother looks like, I'm finally ready to tell my mom that I need an extended break from her. But my dad, who's always encouraged that I keep a relationship with my mother, is very upset by this and is urging me not to cut her out. This is now upsetting me because I feel like he has for years seen how she treats me, and if anyone should understand why I need to do this, it's him. How much more do I have to take before I can be guilt-free about putting my mom on pause? Signed enough. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dear signed enough. Right now, ASAP, immediately. Put your mother on pause. This is horrible. You're what, 31, did you say? Like, you're in your 30s, right? Yeah, you're 32. You're a grown woman. You can do whatever you write, and you don't need your dad's approval or permission to put your mother on pause. A woman he's been divorced from for 27 years? No. Your dad's wrong, and honey, I'm surprised you didn't put her on pause a long time ago. She sounds like a disaster, a nightmare. I don't know if she technically fits narcissist, because whenever I say narcissist, I always get someone DMing me that quit using narcissist. It's overused. Sorry, maybe there's a lot of narcissists out there. Oh, and good thing you told her not to come to your house. She couldn't stay there with the 4 suitcases because she could have just squatted. I mean, there's a problem with that, but that's a discussion for another podcast. Yeah, I'm glad you said no. Like, look at the baby, leave, and take your suitcases with you. She sounds horrible. Sounds like she's never had your best interest at heart. And you don't have to have her in your life anymore. And you're nice just to say, I'm putting her on pause and not going no contact. Absolutely, you need to do this. And I don't want to be mean about your dad, but I got a couple of theories going on about your dad. One, he could be one of those people that, like, I made a promise, almost, 32 years ago that, you would always be in, your mom's life. I promised your mom that. And, people that make promises and then I can't break a promise. Okay, no, promises can be broken, especially if your daughter's being terrorized. Come on. Also, and this is the mean me, and actually this is the person I like better than that nice person I just pretended to be. I'm thinking conspiracy theory here. Hang on for this one. That he just tells you this because he doesn't want to have to deal with your mom. And he doesn't want your mom calling him and bugging him and saying, what did you say to our daughter? She put me on pause, blah, blah, blah. So he's looking out for his own self-interest. That could also be going on. It could be both of those things. I don't know, but your dad's wrong and you're grown up. You're a mother yourself. You don't have to see people, even if you're related to them, even if they birthed you, that you don't want to see. So 100% put her on pause and don't make any apologies. And you're going to have to really block her. I'm talking any and all social media. Email, text, phone. It's going to have to be a hard block. And she will go on, because I know people like this very well. She will go on social media and she will say terrible things about you, or she'll do the victim card again, which sounds like that's her specialty. If she went to Vegas, she'd be doing like not the blackjack table, forget that. I'm at the victim table. I'd like to play all my victim cards. Thank you very much. Okay, imagine that if there was like a victim table like in Vegas, and then people would like actually have victim cards and then they would act them out or whatever. Fascinating. And then you'd win. Like, people would gamble on who had the best victim card, like the best victim story. I don't know. I can see it. In my mind's eye. So yeah, just forget about it. Do it and be proud of yourself, and whatever she says, don't go on social media. Then, of course, the well-meaning, I'm doing well-meaning air quotes for people listening, relatives, well, your mom's saying this. Maybe you should reconsider. No. Be like, I made my decision. I stand by it. I don't wish to have this discussion anymore. And then feel free to block the people that are bugging you about your mom. Like, you shouldn't do this to your mom. And if you have to block your dad, so be it. Take a stand. You have your family. You got your little girl. You got your husband. You have a family. You know what? You have to protect that family. That family comes first. And I would not want your mother around my daughter. Like, if I had a daughter, I'd be like, no, go away. Because, she's good. Look how she messed with your mind. You don't want her doing that to your daughter. So definitely put her on pause. And as always, I want to tell people, I'm not a therapist. I'm just like, a goofball. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in journalism/communications. What do I know? I'm just telling you my life experience, which is vast and brilliant. Okay, not brilliant, but it's vast. Okay, because I'm old. But yeah, and maybe seek some therapy if you haven't already. Because if you had to be around a woman like this and all this stuff she's pulled, you need to talk it through with someone that, has training, which I don't. I'm just like an older woman. Maybe you're telling this to, and I'm like, oh honey, here's what I would do. But yeah, so keep that in mind. I have to remind people all the time, just so you know. Because some people sometimes in the comments, not on my podcast, but like my TikTok and Instagram, you're not a therapist. I'm like, no joke. I tell people that all the time. Who could watch me and think that I'm a therapist? Okay? No, a therapist wouldn't act like this. I've been told, I've never been to therapy, but God knows I probably need to go, that like therapists can't tell you what to do. Like, you have to make that decision yourself. It's not their job to tell you what to do. And as we can see, I have no problem with that because, not a therapist. So let me know what you think about that letter. If there's one thing I want to do in this world, it's to liberate people from thinking they have to put up with bad people in their life because they're family. You don't. You don't have to. And don't let people tell you have to. Anyways, let's move on to my peeve. People, I want to talk about forced fun. It's ridiculous. And I get it. I get it, especially with social media and everything when you're younger, high school, college, whatever. And you think like you have to post a bunch of stuff to keep up and, oh, I'm having fun. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then you grow out of it. My daughter rarely posts on TikTok. I mean, rarely. And Instagram too. She hardly ever posts because you know what? She's 25. She has a job. She's really busy. She doesn't feel that need anymore. So, and my son, he's a guy, so he never posts. It's not, I think he has an Instagram, but it's for a hobby because he likes cars. So he has an antique car. So I don't know. And he does car stuff, but you wouldn't know it's him. You wouldn't know it's him. Anyways, enough about that. But okay, again, let's focus. Oh God, y'all, my mind is like ping pong. Okay, focus, Sherry, focus. Back to the forced fun. So I get it when you're young and you feel like you have to go to all the stuff so you can post that you were there. It's like, am I even a teenager if I wasn't there? I need to post about it. It's kind of a posting Olympics. And then you grow out of it because you get a life. An adult life with adult problems and, adult responsibilities. You don't have all that time. Well, I say that, but then, oh my God, all these young moms that are posting constantly and then like women my age posting, you got a problem with that too. Well, okay. So the forced fun thing, what worries me, as I said, I'm focusing now, people. Stay with me. I'm focusing. Is I get it. You got to do all that when you're young because you feel like you have to. But when you reach a certain age, you should be able to just say, no, that sounds like forced fun. I'm not going to do it. And I say that to my husband a lot. He's like, do you want to do this? I go, no, it would be forced fun. I wouldn't like it. I would go because I would think I would need to go. And let me tell you, I had a turning point in my life about 5 years ago when I just started saying no. No, I mean, I don't want to go. Do I need to go? No one's going to miss me. Well, everyone would. No one would. I don't need to go. So I don't want to go. And I stopped feeling guilty about not going. It's fabulous. All the stuff I stopped going to, it's amazing. It's amazing because it wasn't fun. It was forced fun. You'd get dressed up, you'd go, because you'd eat some bad food. God, you'd have to listen to so many horrible speeches. It's just like I've aged out. I'm an old cranky woman now and I've aged out. I don't want to do it. And finally say no to everything, even movies I don't like. I used to go, oh, okay, let's go to, I'm like, no, I don't even do that anymore. It's like, you are now thinking, well, honey, you traded forced fun for no fun because you sound like a bore. I trust you, I'm not. I still do fun stuff, but I do what I want to do. And my husband and I, like today, I'm doing this on a Sunday, he went sailing. I'm not going sailing. He does that with my son. I never want to go. I've never even seen the sailboat. It does not sound like fun to me. It's never happening. So, 10 years ago, I would have gone. Okay, let's go. But now it's like, no, I'm not doing that. So what I am having problems wrapping my head around as someone who has liberated herself from forced fun is women like people my age or younger, like older Gen Xers, still doing all this stuff that I know is forced fun and posting it all over social media. So I go, I mean, are we 17 again? Are we doing stuff that looks dreadful, but putting it on social media because we want people to think that we're still fun? Okay, we should have outgrown what people think of us. But yet some people don't outgrow this. There's like 2 women I follow, like friendly, not really friends. If we saw each other, it would be, oh my God, how are you? But more like friendly than friends. All the stuff they do that I'm like, no, oh my God, are you kidding me? No. There's no way I know them well enough to know that they want to do this, but they have to I gotta be cool, have a life, force fun. It's none of my business, but yet I'm judging. And it's not good to judge people, but that's never stopped me. So I don't get it. And what I think about is at what age do you stop having to do that? So, or are there some people that always feel like they have to do that? Always like the forced fun, like doing stuff you don't want to do because you think it will be good for you, or you need to get out there, or, it'll be fun to post on Instagram. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, 5 years ago when I said no to doing anything I did not want to do besides, working, fun stuff that's supposed to be fun. life-changing. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend examining what your forced fun is. Also, as a parent raising children, there's so much forced fun you have to do. I mean, just going to your kids' events and acting like, I mean, you're not going to miss your kids' events, but you're going and you're acting like it's the best thing ever. And you're like, oh my God, it's not. Fake smile. And, and having to deal with people you'd rather not deal with. Which in my case is always other parents. I'm like, no, don't walk over. No, 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 no. And here we are. Because there's just people you don't want to make that small talk with. That's the good thing about saying no to forced fun. All that small talk's over, all that kind of stuff. It's done. It's done. You don't have to do it. You can just be comfortable with who you are. And then people will start saying, Sherry, I don't see you anymore. And I'm like, yes, it's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous. So my husband's retiring in less than a year. And it's be fascinating to see what he does, because for his work he has to go to a lot of stuff, and then I'll go to some stuff because you have to be there. That I will definitely go as his wife, but I'm going to be curious to see what he says no to, and I think it's probably going to be everything except doing stuff with his delightful wife, but not sailing. Never sailing. So yeah, think about that. Like, why do we not age out of forced fun? And what age, if you have aged out, did you finally say, yeah, no, I'm going to say no to that? I mean, having your kids grown and flown, like truly an empty nest, like they're gone, you're not supporting them, they're not in college. And people go, I have an empty nest, my kids are in college. I go, no, because they come back every summer. They boomerang back. I don't think technically, you are fully an empty nester until those kids are out. They're not coming back home. They're going to come back from the holidays. They have established their residences in other places. They are self-sufficient. Then you're an empty nest. Although, I never, if they got to come back home, then they got to come back home. There will be no judgment on my part at all. I would welcome the extra laundry. It'd be fun for me, the shopping, the cooking. But I know that's not good for them. So I don't wish that on my children, because that means there's been something like horrible that has happened in their life that they've had to rebound back home. But no judgment there. And I guarantee you, they don't want to come back home, which is a little hurtful. I'm just saying, because they would get to see me a whole lot more. And as I have tried to stress through my 36 podcasts I've done, people, I'm a delight. Okay, let me know how you feel about forced fun. And let me know if you have just said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Not doing it. Okay, now an observation. And y'all, this is multifaceted, okay? I started thinking about this the other day. You know how they say you get more with honey than vinegar? But sometimes I'm thinking, no, I think sometimes I've gone honey when I should have gone vinegar. And this is just out like getting like stuff done. Like with a contractor, or like getting the plumber to come, or even with doctors, okay? Even with doctors. So here is one way to look at it. One way. Sometimes I think I've been too nice, and you're like, girl, I don't think you've ever been too nice. And you'd be wrong. Okay. I've been too nice, and the people were like, we're going to take care of the woman that's a bitch first, just to get her out of here. And this nice woman, she won't care. She'll be good with it. And then the person that's a bitch gets taken care of, like gets the attention. And then I don't. So I'm like, what gets more stuff done? Being a bitch or being nice? And I can tell you what, I will always start out nice, but y'all, I can go to bitch, faster than you've ever seen. I don't want to be that person, but the saying, bitches get stuff done, there is a lot of truth in that. Like anything to deal with the medical community, getting a test, if I think a family member needs like an MRI, CAT scan, this or that, if I think the information we got, well, you did that, should we do an ultrasound? I mean, I will be relentless to get stuff done. I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to be like, okay, well, that sounds good. I'm like, no, we need to do more. I'm concerned. Let's blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go along to get along on that. Not that I don't think doctors are brilliant, but sometimes maybe you do need that referral, okay? Because your GP, that's not their area of expertise. So I'm going to get that referral. For me, for a loved one, a friend, whatever. I would be dogged about that. And then just, you know, even like hotels. I've seen this at hotels. People, you know, the loudest person in the room gets the attention. It's like that with families. I have talked about this a lot. In family situations, it's like the biggest jerk wins because the family, cough parents or grandparents, want to placate the big jerk so the big jerk doesn't ruin the whole family get together or the holiday, the Christmas dinner. Oops, hit my mic, sorry. The Thanksgiving dinner. You know, so okay, we're going to placate the jerk. So this jerk is going to, like, I call it the jerk wins, and the rest of the family has to go along with it. So the jerk doesn't ruin the whole time. So I wonder about that. You know, even like with airlines, I, though, just do everything on my phone with that airline. If my plane gets canceled, I'm like flights on my phone. Those gate attendants, they got enough going on. I'm not going to do that, and I would never be rude to a person who is not responsible for the problem or did not really make the decision. And I'm not going to do that. But I want to hear from you. What do you think? Nice versus bitch? Or do you like weigh it? Like the scales of justice. You're like, this one, bitch needs to come in and take over. Or I'm just going to stay nice. Because, you know, it's not that important to me. I'm just going to stay nice. I'm going to wait it out. Or are you always nice? And there's a lot of people that are always nice. And those people, God bless you, because I don't see how you do it. I mean, you must have like great emotional regulation and control skills, and be very centered. Because I don't know, I couldn't do it. I think it's the way you're raised. So you know, like my mom could go like 0 to nothing. I mean, people would underestimate her. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I also think it's role modeling. Although I would never actively be rude to anyone, because I can't stand that. In fact, if I see someone being actively rude to someone, I am standing up for whoever they're being actively rude to. Like, you know, don't do that. But anyways, let me know what you think. Bitch versus nice. Let me know. Because I think about that a lot. Like when I see people having, like, I'm going to call it bitch interactions, and I'm like, God, I would not do that. I'm like, but, you know, are they having to escalate the situation? Who am I to judge? But as I've said previously, I will. Okay, now, we're going to the confession from the Snarky Confessional. Oh, and my air conditioner just came on. Don't complain about the buzz. It's hot. I need it. I think we've already established Sherry will have her AC on during the summer. And it's blasting in here. So there's a hum. Enjoy. Okay, here is my confession. And I want to let you know that I have gone no contact with a family member. And it was the greatest and best thing I've ever done to improve my life. So when I read comments and people go, don't go no contact, a lot of times I'm like, go no contact. As you can just see in the previous letter, go pause. Because it's amazing. It is life-changing. So as someone that has done that, best thing ever. And here's what we're also going to talk about. When your parents die, like when both your parents are deceased, the gloves come off. And there is a freedom from when both your parents die. Because my mom died first, and then my dad followed soon thereafter. They weren't even super old people. It was, you know, but we knew once my mom, like it was a surprise. We did not know she was going to pass. We're like, what happened? And then my dad, we knew, like, you know, great love that he would follow. And he did. But anywho, so once they passed, it's like, I don't have to do this anymore with this family member. And I'm going to go a hard no contact. Like, I never want to see him again. I never want to speak to them again. I never want to read another text from them again. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And every day, I'm glad I did it. And every day, it is still amazing. Which is why when people go, this whole no contact thing, it's a cancer, people shouldn't do it. Oh no, there are reasons to do it. And I am so glad I did. I think it's hard to do when your parents are still alive, like if it's a sibling or something, because it will be very upsetting to the parents, so you kind of have to play the game. But I've talked to so many people that once both parents were gone, certain family members that they said, yeah, never again. like after the funeral, whatever, no, never want to hear from you or see you again. And it's, for me, it's been great. And anybody I've talked to, and it's not like a huge sampling, okay, people, they have never regretted going no contact. Not at all. And the people that regretted it or felt some guilt from it, or that were guilted by other family members that they went no contact, so they decided, enough time has passed, hard feelings have healed or whatever, and they went back in, they dipped their toe into being like, full contact with that person. Regrets? Oh, they had many, 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 many regrets. So, yeah. I loved it. I'm still loving it. And it wasn't hard to do. It was so just the biggest weight had been lifted off of me. Because there were times when I would live in fear of my phone. I'm like, what is this person going to text me? What horrible thing are they going to text me? I wouldn't respond, but with your parents, what if something happens or whatever, you need to still be in contact with this family member. So, yeah. Best thing ever. So that is why I can tell people, yeah, maybe it looks like it's time to go no contact. And I like how it's been rebranded as pause, because it seems like, less, it's a pause, which sounds better than no contact. So there you go. Well, you can call it whatever you want. But let me tell you, it's hard to go back. I could never go back in contact with this person. It is never going to happen. Never, ever, ever. And I want to know if you've gone no contact and you were best thing ever. Or you could tell me it's the worst thing ever and I, got back together. I didn't even have pressure from family. Why'd you go no contact? Nothing. Everyone left me alone. And that's great. Because if they gave me trouble, I'd go no contact with them. Just kidding. But maybe not really. So based on situations, no contact can be the best thing for you as a human being. And once you don't have the parental guilt attached if you go no contact, game changer. Absolute game changer. You're like, you know what? I've suffered your abuse and just you being a horrible human being for years and years and years. I'm an old woman now. It's over. Go mess with someone else because it's not going to be me anymore. Plus, when I went no contact, I also told my children, I have gone no contact with this family member. Block them on all your social media, block their number, so they can't text you, because I don't want this person reaching out to my kids, because I did this, my daughter was still in high school, so, yeah, and, you don't want somebody messing, trying to get to your kid and mess with your kid, so, they are blocked. Did not have to tell my husband, because this person wouldn't dare reach out to my husband. No, that wouldn't end well, so didn't have to worry about that. So that's my confession. I went no contact, and I loved it, and I'm still loving it. But I'm curious what you guys think. Have you ever gone no contact? Have you thought about going no contact? And if you did go no contact, did you have to wait till both your parents passed so you wouldn't live in fear of upsetting them? Or, just, because your parents, man, especially as they get older, you don't want to really, upset them. You don't want to add to anything. If they want to still have the illusion that we're a big happy family, although they knew better. But, I'll play the game. But man, as soon as I didn't have to, bye-bye. It was fabulous. That's my confession. It's not a funny one. I'm sorry. They all can't be a delight. And you're like, we'd rather hear about your mom. I'll keep telling you stories about my mom, but that one, that's a true confession. I haven't really told anybody that I've gone no contact. Friends or anything. That does not usually come up in conversation, and I have not divulged that. But that's what this podcast is. Me just spilling my guts. So you guys are the first to hear. My kids know, my husband knew, and of course family members knew because, the person I went no contact with, reached out to them. So yeah, it's great. It's great. It was great for me. Okay. Now we're going to go on to the Snarky Summer Book Club. And I am going to talk to you about, and I might have talked about this before. Too bad you're hearing it again. Killer Dance Mom. It is, I have talked about this before, but who cares? Okay, this is the last book I wrote. I am actively writing another book. Oh, let's talk about that real quick. Y'all, I'm happy with it so far. It's about boy moms, like what defines a boy mom, like crazy boy moms. And if you're a boy mom, you're going to still love it, okay? Relax, relax, relax. It's about a wedding. It is about like an evil, like mother of the groom. Hijinks ensue. There's plots, there's twists, there's revenge. All the TikToks and mainly TikToks I've gotten from people, it's been woven into a big story. Like all this stuff that happens, and you're going to love it. I just need to finish it. And my goal is to really, really finish it. I've said no to some stuff to Duke. I go, no, I got to focus on my book. I cannot do it. But I don't even have a title for it yet. Usually when I start writing, I have a title, but I don't. But you're going to like it. Oh my kidding, you're going to love it. You better love it. You'll love it. Okay, so this is the last book I wrote. My God, it's been 2 years ago. It was 2023, so I need to shake my groove thing and get this done. So I always wanted to write a mystery because I always like Perry Mason, Encyclopedia Brown, Agatha Christie, you name it, I'm reading a mystery. And I also liked a cozy mystery. The true life crime thing, I can't read that. I can listen to a podcast, but I can't sit down and read because to me that's super scary. So it's different. So this has a murder in it that needs to be solved, but it's mainly all BS that happens at dance competitions. And as somebody that was late to the dance mom game, my daughter didn't seriously start dancing until she was in middle school, and I didn't know anything. And I have no talents in the dance arena, and I have no talents in the dance mom arena. I can't sew, I can't glue apparently, and I just was horrified at a lot of stuff. Like you would get a custom costume that I swear to God was in a Ziploc bag. That's the costume. But like the sleeves aren't attached or this or that. I'm like, wait, I thought we were getting a custom costume. So well, no, we're going to send it home with you so you can make sure it fits perfectly. Well, excuse me? What? I can't sew. If I'm telling you, if something needs a button on it, it goes to the dry cleaners. That's not my thing. I can do a lot of stuff. I can't sew. It was horrible. And I didn't sew the costume. I had a friend that rescued me. She was a retired dance mom. I actually liked doing all that stuff. She was amazing. And Tracy, I love you and will always be grateful for what you did for my daughter and for me. So anyways, all this crazy stuff's going on. And I always say, if you're thinking, oh, my daughter didn't dance, I don't have a daughter, shut up. No. If you've had a kid that's done any sport, you will recognize all these mothers and all the craziness. And I think I wrote a good mystery. I mean, I don't think you're going to figure out who did it, but there's a lot of clues. So if you're like a really good mystery person, you'll probably figure it out. What I don't like is you read a mystery and it's some obscure character and you're like, well, how is that even fair? You gotta make the person part of the story. You can't just make somebody that was mentioned in chapter 1 and, oh, they did it. No, everyone hates that. But I promise you, you will love this book. You will totally get into it. It will make you laugh. And it will get you ready for the next Snarky in the Suburbs book. So check it out. The link is in my long show description. It takes you to Amazon. Paperback, ebook, audiobook, super fun. I want you to do it. Because, summer's ending. School starts here in less than 2 weeks. School for the K through 12 starts in less than 2 weeks. Summer's winding down. So summer reading, let's get on it. Let's put this at the top of your to-do list, not the bottom, okay? All right, that's my summer book series. Oh, and I need to say stuff because this is what my daughter tells me. And once you have kids that are adults, you do what they say because they're smart and know stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, you need to like and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple and you're like, where do I leave comments? Just go to YouTube. Don't watch me. Just leave the comments on YouTube because I love hearing from you. I love all my comments on Spotify. Love those a lot. So just let me know what y'all think. Oh, and did you enjoy having 2 podcasts last week? Last week I did 2 podcasts. I'm kind of weighing, do I need to do 2? Because you're like, if I do 2, is that less people listening? Did I get more listeners when I just did 1? Is 1 too many? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Once again, if you're on Apple and say, I have thoughts, go to YouTube and leave them. Anyways, I love you guys. Snarky, Snarkettes, Snarky Squad, whatever. Love bugs. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate that. Go out and have a great day. You deserve it. And let me know what you think about all this. I'm waiting to hear.